most amazing mission on Mars. With an average distance of 140 million miles, Mars is essentially within Earth's planetary neighborhood. It can be reached by a rocket in less than a year with a well-timed launch. Over 20 missions, flybys, orbiters, landers, and rovers have been successfully launched by humanity since 1965 to explore the dusty terrain of Mars. Furthermore, we now know a great deal about our neighbor, including its climatic occurrences and hidden mysteries. Principal investigator Shannon Curry of the University of California, Berkeley, a planetary physicist, describes the Mars atmosphere and volatile evolution MAVEN mission, which was launched in 2013, as very close. We're fortunate to have this opportunity to investigate it fully. With the aid of human devices, the planet's corners have been charted, the gravel beneath our feet has been prodded, and the air that drifts over the dusty plains has been sampled. From the data that was gathered and returned to Earth, scientists have learned a great deal. We combed through accounts and talked to 4 specialists to determine which unearthly findings had garnered the most attention. Mars is a dry, frigid planet. Before the arrival of our initial spacecraft on the planet, researchers believed that Mars would be abundant and brimming with life. Early scientists mistakenly believed that the canal-like patterns they observed on the surface were man-made constructions created by sentient creatures. However, these theories were disproven when the Mariner 4 probe, part of the first Mars mission, passed past the red planet in 1965 and took images of a desolate landscape. We already know that there is no liquid water on Mars because of that mission and others. Its rugged topography is dotted with impact craters eroded by powerful winds, grazed by slowly moving dunes, sculpted by profound valleys, and interrupted by striking volcanoes. The largest and tallest volcano in the solar system is located on Mars. At 13.6 miles, it is 2.5 times higher than Mount Everest. The Mars Global Surveyor's measurements from 2004 provide the most accurate estimate of the volcano's size to date. As far as scientists can tell, water exists on Mars, even though its surface is bone dry. There was once liquid water on Mars. Scientists have gathered a lot of evidence dating back to the 1971 flyby by Mariner 9, indicating that liquid water once flowed on the planet. The topographical features of Mars, such as mud cracks baked into the ground, weathered impact craters, carved gullies, and river runoff channels, hint at a wet past. Mars's environmental history is shown by its shifting polar ice caps. Although telescopic sightings of Mars's poles as bright dots against a darker planet, the polar ice, which expands and contracts with the yearly seasons, frozen water, and wind-blown dust, according to data from the Mars Reconnaissance spacecraft and the Mars Express spacecraft. The crust of Mars is covered in a patchwork of local magnetic fields. The MAVEN and Mars Global Surveyor spacecraft, positioned high above the Martian surface, verified that Mars lacks a global magnetic dipole similar to Earth's. However, mapping showed that the crust is emblazoned with localized magnetic fields. The surface volcanic rocks that contain remnants of Mars's magnetic field are the source of the magnetic mosaic. The origin of enigmatic meteorites on Earth was verified by Martian visitors. Only a small percentage of the millions of meteorites in the Earth's scientific store, although their origin was unknown. Scientists were able to identify the strange pebbles by chemical study of Mars's atmosphere, which was conducted after Viking landers visited the planet in 1976 and collected samples of the surrounding terrain. Mars and Earth used to be very similar. Jim Bell, a planetary scientist at Arizona State University, says, If I had to pick just a few highlights, we know that tectonically speaking, Mars changed its course and became the desolate place it is now for unknown reasons. The primary enigma driving much of the interest around our reddish neighbor is whether or not life exists on Mars. Regardless of the direction the answers go, they will clarify Earth's position in the cosmos. However, at present time, scholars lack the tools necessary to respond to this query. The Perseverance rover is hard at work stowing away Martian materials from the former liquid water-filled Jezero crater. In 2027, a mission is planned to return and gather these samples. These specimens are scheduled to arrive on Earth in 2033 if all goes according to plan. This might herald a new era of scientific exploration.